What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph. You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, alright, we're coming back to U2. Yes, indeed. U2 fans, feeling you. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbity-bobbity bop, do me a favor, before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Steve Smith, and this is actually one of Steve's 3 prioritized requests for the month of February for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So here you go, Steve. Hope you enjoy the show. Steve wanted to see me react to this. It is U2 with a song entitled Running to Stand Still. Now, have I heard this song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard this song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, I recognize this song, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Let's see, this was posted by Egdeath. E-G-D-E-T-H, Egdeath. Yes, I am not even kidding. Go click on the link down below and see for yourself. And the video has 2.1 million views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. U2, Running to Stand Still, and Where the Streets Have No Name, Zoo TV Sydney. Yes, I was told there were 2 songs on this video. I am supposed to start at zeros across the board. That's right where we're at, the beginning of the video. And I'm supposed to end, believe it or not, I'm supposed to end at 5 minutes even. So 5 minutes flat. So you know how that goes. Sometimes I hit the mark, sometimes I don't. Let's see how this one goes, I guess. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
She woke up from where she was, lying still. Said I gotta do something about where I'm going. Step on a steam train, step out of the driving rain, maybe run from the darkness in the night, singing
It's pretty. It's pleasing to the ear. And the thing is, it's definitely developing, but all of the development, honestly, is really happening within the vocals themselves. It's not from a musicality standpoint, from a musicianship standpoint, from an instrumental standpoint. It's not really evolving a whole lot. It's kind of coasting. But we do have the growth happening in the vocals. The vocals have their dips and their valleys. You know, they do have those, which is nice. It's definitely nice. Is that enough? It depends. You know, it really depends on what we're talking about. Is that impressive? No, I wouldn't say it's impressive. But it is pleasing to the ear. It is at least moving. It's not just plateaued flat across the board for, 5 minutes. We start here and we're going to go like that from start to finish. No changes in chordal progression, no change in phrasing, no change in, meter, no change in, key signature, no change of any kind. It's just, we're going to play the same 4 measures over and over and over and over and over and over and over again for, 5 minutes. No, we're not doing that. We're definitely not doing that. There has been some movement happening in the musicianship as far as chordal progressions go. You can hear where there is the verse. You can hear where there is the pre-chorus. There are some very subtle changes. And I like that, but the main growth, though, in the song is happening within the vocals. So it's interesting. I'll give it that. It's definitely interesting. Yeah, I'm not bored out of my mind, okay? But at the same time, I'm not being blown away by anything either. So I'm not sure how this is going to go with me. I can't say until we finish out. So let's go ahead and finish this out. There's only 2 minutes left, and we'll get to the review. I see where it's going. Good transition. 5 minutes even. Really good transition into Where the Streets Have No Name. That was a nice setup. Utilizing the harmonica like that. Very nice setup. Okay. Honestly, there's not a lot to talk about. There really is not. So we are going to have a short review here. I can guarantee it. Let me get my thoughts together and make sure I just didn't miss anything. and I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was U2 with Running to Stand Still. This was a request from Steve Smith, and this was actually one of Steve's 3 prioritized requests for the month of February for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So there you go, Steve. Hope you enjoyed the show. Okay, like I said, there's not a lot to talk about. This is going to be a short review, so do not get comfortable, okay? Let's start off with the score and we'll go from there. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that a 6.3. Yep, 6.3. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, first things first, a 6.3. What does that mean? Well, a 6.3 would translate to a pretty good skill rating because overall, I think this was a pretty good presentation. It would also get 3 out of 5 stars and a B as in boy, B- letter grade. Yes, a B-. So there you go, a 6.3, pretty good skill rating, 3 out of 5 stars, and a B as in boy, B- letter grade. Now, how did I come up with that score? So glad you asked. It's a pretty good song overall. And not just a pretty good song, it's a pretty good presentation overall. Let's start with the song itself first. It was pleasing to the ear, sure. There was some growth primarily in the vocals. But the vocals did most of the change-ups in this song. Now, there was a little bit handled within the musicianship. There was, dynamically, chordal progression-wise, there were some change-ups in there that helped define the difference between, here we are on the verse, here we are on the pre-chorus, here we are on the chorus, okay? I get that. I absolutely get that. And it was there. It wasn't just the same 4 chords over and 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 over again. Just might as well put it on loop. It wasn't that. No, there was some stuff happening within the musicianship that definitely helped. I don't want to say differentiate, but definitely liven the joint up when it came to, the songwriting here. But most of the heavy lifting was done on the vocals. Let's be honest here. Bono's vocals on this, it was very fitting. His style, very fitting. I don't know exactly what the story was that he was telling, but I could tell that there was a story being told there. And we're going to get more into that in a little bit, trust me. No, but overall, I think the song, like I said, it is pleasing to the ear. Everything about the song does make sense. I wouldn't say there's anything impressive about the song at all. It's a very simplistic song. If I'm being honest, the entire song felt like a transition. Like the entire song was transitionary from whatever song came before it to Where the Streets Have No Name. I feel like that was the whole point of this song, at least from a musicianship standpoint, from a songwriting standpoint. But even then, it was still done well. I would give that, honestly, about, on its own, about a 6.4, just for the song alone. But I'm giving this a 6.3. What in the world happened there? Why did we go down? Well, if you've been watching this channel for any amount of time, you already know what I'm going to say. So say it with me, kids.
Sing it out one time.
A live show can help your score or it can hurt your score. And I hate to say it, but in this case, it hurts. It absolutely hurt a little bit. Not a lot, just a little. Let's go down the checklist. You'll see what I'm talking about. Stage presence, check. Yeah, it was definitely there. Mostly around Bono, let's be honest. The rest of the band kind of appeared as an afterthought in this. We're going to get to more of that in a second. But stage presence was still there, so I will give it that. Stage energy. It was there. Bono was, Bono was doing what he was doing. okay? And we're going to talk more about that in a little bit. But it did create stage energy. Not a lot, but it created enough that's getting the check. Stage interaction, none. Zilch, nada. There was no interaction between members at all. Crowd interaction, surprisingly, no. Zilch, nada. There was no crowd interaction at all, which I found to be really weird considering what was going on the stage. So that unfortunately also gets a big fat 0, big fat goose egg. Showmanship. Okay, I'm going to give this one a check. Bono was telling a story. Now, he was telling it probably with words as well. Whatever he was saying was probably reinforcing what he was showing through theatrics on stage. Okay, now here's the thing. The theatrics, I'm sure, were well rehearsed. I'm sure they were designed, and they did tell a story. Now, whether that story matched up with what was happening within the lyrics, I don't know. I would assume so. I would assume they would match up and reinforce each other, but I'm not 100% sure because I don't do lyrics. But what Bono was doing was putting on a show with his movements and motions. So that is showmanship. I'll give it the check. Production. Yes, production. It was definitely there. The smoke / cryo, the lighting. It was very effective, especially in the ending. Yeah, I mean, that's clearly production, so they get the check for that as well. The score did go down, okay? Now, it didn't go down a lot. It literally went from a 6.4 down a 1/10 of a point to a 6.3. Did that change anything? No. It's still a pretty good score. It's still 3 out of 5 stars, and it's still a B- letter grade. There's no difference there, okay? So when I say this, folks, believe me, there's no reason to lose your head over that, okay? There really isn't. It was almost a non-factor. If they had saved one of the checkboxes, I would have said it was a non-factor, period. But nah, just too many weak boxes and too many missed boxes. So it did go down, but not a lot. Overall, like I said, this whole song felt like a transition. I did like the harmonica. I'm not gonna lie. That was a nice surprise. I was not expecting that, and it was very appropriate to fully, end that song out so we could go into the next song. It makes sense. So, yeah, 6.3. I feel good about that score, and that's where we're gonna stay. So let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow, shall we? We have a 6.3, which is a pretty good skill rating, 3 out of 5 stars. And a B as in boy, B- letter grade. Take your pick, I don't care, whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hope I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, that did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.